A big part of the book is to try to figure out how you bring out the best and the worst in a religion. And the argument is that it actually is clear what did that in ancient times, what circumstances brought out the best in God, and that it's the same thing that would bring out the best in religions today. To some people, the term evolution means progressive change. It doesn't intrinsically mean that, but a lot of people think that. And there is something like that in the development of God, I think. It's erratic. But I do think, on balance, there's a kind of moral growth in the Abrahamic God. And the reason is this. By my lights, what brings out the best in any God is if his or her people see themselves as in a non-zero-sum relationship with other peoples. In other words, they think they have something to gain through collaboration with them or through peaceful coexistence with them. That inclines them to decide that their God wants them to get along with these people. This, I maintain, you can see in the Bible, and it accounts for the really, nice parts of the Bible where God's being, nice. So if non-zero-sumness, these kind of win-win situations bring out the best in God, and if it's also the case, as I believe it is, that on balance through human history, this web of non-zero-sumness has grown so that more and more we face non-zero-sum situations with people all around the world, and you would expect that on balance, religion adapts to that through the moral growth of God. I think it was the context of the evolution of the Christian church after Jesus that gave us these doctrines of a love that transcends ethnic bounds. Now, traditional believers will find it dispiriting to think that maybe Jesus didn't say this stuff. I almost find it the opposite, because if it is really an emanation of social organization on a multinational scale, if that's what gave us the doctrine of brotherly love, I think that's good news, because that was in the cards. We've seen again and again that social organization does tend to grow beyond the compass of individual ethnicities and nations. So if religions naturally respond to that by generating doctrines of trans-ethnic tolerance and even love, that's good. Although science makes us appropriately skeptical, I think, of these claims to special revelation in these religions, and I don't buy them. And the story I tell in the book does not credit the claims of special revelation. Although that's the case, I still think that even in a modern scientific age, if you look back on the whole drift of not just human history, really, but life on this planet, and the way it has risen to higher and higher levels of organization through first biological evolution, now cultural evolution, now culminating in this kind of giant global brain thing. And if you look at the moral progress, I think that's entailed in human development, in human history, and I think is manifest in the story of all these three religions, I think it raises the question of, is there some larger purpose unfolding on this planet that we're part of?